Guess what? If you want things to get better, you need to get better. It's funny how it works like that, huh? Well, how do you get better? How do you get better? Well, it starts by realizing, are you looking out the window or are you looking in the mirror? I know so many of you that have heard this spend a lot more time looking out the window, looking at what everyone else is doing, watching, cheering, screaming, yelling, getting frustrated, versus just looking in the mirror, looking within as to what you can control and what you can do different to become the best version of you right here, right now. This is the results kill excuses mindset, because you're either chalking up excuses or you're basking in the radiant, expanded vibration of your results. Your results speak for themselves. And I know just in my own healing journey, I've put myself through so much pain, frustration, suffering, mental and emotional, right? Gut-wrenching anguish, rock bottom moments. And it took me going through all that, living in a state of denial, being in a victim mindset, wanting to blame someone else for my circumstances. And once I finally got to a place where I was able to take extreme ownership, just total ownership. I had a 21-year marriage expire, and I can tell you throughout a lot of that, I was always pointing the finger, saying, oh, it's this other person. I've had other relationships expire after the marriage. And it's been in those seasons and those connections that I finally realized, I have to take extreme ownership, even in the marriage. When the marriage finally came to its conclusion, I realized, I take 100% responsibility for this failure. I take 100% responsibility for allowing this to fail. And a lot of y'all just, you can't get there mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You just can't get there. You still want to point the finger. You still want to stay in a place of denial. And yet you're wondering why your life isn't getting better. You're wondering why things aren't going your way. And again, you're just looking out the window. When this life, you need to, all the work, everything that you need, everything that you desire is right here, right now. If you're willing to look in the mirror, to look within. This is the self-discovery work. It's releasing the self-sabotage, the self-destructive patterns, behaviors, and embracing the self-discovery. And as you start to discover yourself, what do you want? What do you love? What do you hate? And why? Who are you? This is what I had to ask myself. I remember 41 years old. I'm 46 years young now. But when I was 41, that's when I got divorced 5 years ago. I remember just a big ass pity party. But I remember as I was coming out of it and starting to kind of awaken myself to the new reality, I remember asking myself, who am I? Who am I? And the truth is, the answer to that was I had to look at my habits, my patterns, my beliefs, the things that I was doing. And I realized that when I looked at my body, my physical health, I wasn't happy about it. I was not content. I had let myself go. And it was my fault. And I wanted to do something about it. And so guess what? I changed my habits. I elevated my standards. I took responsibility. This is how you change. This is how things get better for you. But you can't do it looking out the window. You gotta look at the mirror and take extreme ownership of it all. 100%. Not 99.9, 100%. Responsibility for the outcomes and the situations of your life. And if you do that, I guarantee you, while simultaneously raising your standards, your life will get better because you're gonna get better. You want to improve your relationships with others? You want to have the most healthy, secure, loving, committed, loyal relationship, romantic relationship of your life? Guess what? Become that person. Become a romantic, loving, healthy, secure, right? Positive communication type person. Become that person. Don't expect someone else to do that because like attracts like. It's the law of attraction. You want to improve your finances? Guess what? You need to spend some time improving your financial literacy. You need to, this is a good one. Money is like a lover. If you don't pay attention to it, guess what? It'll wander off. It'll wander off on you. You need to pay attention to your money. And if you have insecurities around money, guess what? That's a big area that you can work on. You can make some improvements, and you don't have to have a huge amount of money now. But if you're financially strapped, well, guess what? You need to start, one, paying attention to your money, probably redefining a lot of your beliefs around money. Where does it come from? What's success? What's failure? What's poverty? What's being rich? What's being wealthy? What is value? But you also need to take some responsibility into your hands, realizing that, are you going all in? Are you providing as much value as you possibly can? Are there new things you can learn? Are there new things that you could do that would make you more valuable? Thus, allowing for that money, for that value to be returned in the form of greater income. And that's this whole message. The whole message of Results Kill Excuses is saying, are you willing to take extreme ownership of your life? Are you willing to break up with all these distractions, break up with everything that is outside the window, and start looking within? And I know I trigger a lot of you. I know that this message, this ain't a popular message. I understand it. This is not a popular message. Why? Because it challenges people to come to a place of admission that it's your fault. Your life, your circumstances are your fault. But does that make you a failure? Does that make you a loser? No, it challenges you, though, to say that the ball's in your court. What are you going to do? Are you going to get after it? Or are you going to just keep ignoring, keep on going on and on and on, hoping, wishing that someone comes and saves you, someone comes and rescues you? It's not going to happen. It'll never happen. Ain't nobody going to come rescue you. It's self-rescue on this planet. You need to rescue you. And you do it by getting better. And if you haven't yet, I highly encourage you and challenge you to type in Results Kill Excuses into your app store. Why? Because on there, you're going to find 5 courses for self-discovery work that contain over a month's worth of self-discovery, of investing in you, which is your greatest investment. If you want better anything in life, you need to get better. The way that I got better, right, was I quit bullshitting myself. I quit lying to myself about whose fault it was or what I can and cannot do. I started challenging myself to do the things that I was resistant towards doing. Eating healthier, right? We have control over that. You have absolutely 100% control over what you're eating. Becoming the master of my time. That's a huge one that we make excuses about. I don't have time. That's bullshit. Make it. You have the same amount of time as everyone else right now. We all got that 24-hour clock. If it's important enough to you, you'll make the time. You'll become the master of your time. You'll realize by taking ownership that you got all the time in the world that you need for the things that matter to you. But unfortunately, most of you hearing this are wasting time, are in a state of procrastination. You're wasting time versus investing your time in what? Self-discovery, self-improvement, self-development. And we have to switch the mindset that stuff ain't sexy, that's not cool, that's, right, boring. Figuring out who you are, what is your dream, what are your goals, what are your desires, and how to accomplish them, that's boring. As if just sitting there watching other people make millions and millions of dollars entertaining you is somehow entertaining. You're just sitting there. That's wasting your time. And I know that this message challenges many people. And I appreciate all of you that are aligned with this message. Comment down below, where are you at? What is your level of commitment? What are you learning about yourself? What is your goal for this week? For self-development, for self-improvement, for self-mastery, right? This is where it goes. Self-sabotage, self-abandonment, self-destructive patterns. Till you have this epiphany, an awakening. And then you start saying, you know what? I need to start doing some self-discovery. And as you start doing that self-discovery, you do it through what? Self-development, self-improvement, redefining who you are, giving yourself permission to make changes, to try new things, learn about new things. And through that course and that process, every single day, every day, I'm going to emphasize that, you then start to get to a place of self-mastery. And self-mastery is really trusting yourself in all situations. It's also being able to emotionally self-regulate, because we can't always be on the highest of highs. We got to be able to ride those waves, the low, low lows that don't knock us out, that don't have us hit a relapse. And we're all entitled to feel down, but don't stay down. Get back up, dust off, and keep going. I can tell you in my own experience, yesterday, this weekend, I felt like a lot of things were going good. I've been really preaching and talking and feeling this best self, best version. I'm channeling it and I'm expressing it and I'm feeling it. And it's really like never before I am so focused internally. And yet that high came kind of crashing down yesterday. And I was feeling anxious, and I was feeling a sense of urgency and desperation even. And these are words that I used to not even be able to express. I just would feel off, and then I would go and get drunk, get high. And it's like now I'm just doing life on life's terms and like trying to, honor the swing, that low, and sit in it, process it, release it, and then get through. And I woke up this morning, I got through yesterday, and I woke up this morning and I feel much, much, much better. And this is really what it's about. This is the whole process. This is life. There's nothing wrong with you. This is the experience that so many people are avoiding. Join me on this journey. Join me within this Results Kill Excuses community where we are collectively coming together to be the role models, to step up and stand out to the world around us, saying we do life on life's terms. Does that make us perfect? No. But we definitely strive to be excellent in all that we do, to hold ourselves to the highest standard. And as you raise your standards, you will improve your life. But so many people lack that self-confidence because any talk about or an admission that somehow you're not doing good right away triggers your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-image, and you become a victim. Versus being inspired to say, you know what, I have been fucking off. I have been letting myself down. I have been letting myself off the hook. I can do more. I can be better. And I'm ready to do it now. I'm ready to hold myself accountable. I'm ready to quit making them fucking excuses and start stacking the wins, changing up my habits, my behaviors, my patterns, learning to communicate, learning to honor how I feel, doing life on life's terms, and to be the best version of myself. It's you versus you. You're not competing against me. I'm not competing against you. I don't want what you got, and you can't have what's mine. That's the beautiful thing. For you to win, I don't have to lose, and vice versa. Do you understand this? It really does take a level of maturity to understand that. Because when we're looking out the window, we see someone winning, we see someone on vacation, we see someone driving an exotic car, we see someone living their best life on vacation and doing all this stuff, and then we look at our own life and it just beats us down. Because comparison is the thief of joy. And I know that this message triggers people all the time. It's usually the ones that come in trolling and hating and getting all worked up. It's because, right, I'm shining a little light on you, holding up a mirror, and it's causing a negative reaction, a negative response. You need to tear this down as this is dumb, this is stupid, and that you can discredit it. That way you don't have to change. If you receive this message, then that is really one of the biggest breakthroughs, is just to be able to hear this truth and to allow yourself permission to admit that, you know what, you have let yourself down. You haven't been your best, and you can do better. And you're ready to get serious. You're ready to stop looking out the window and start looking in the mirror. And it takes a lot of compassion, a lot of empathy, to be quite honest with you, right? A lot of us are a lot more judgmental and critical than we want to admit. We are our own worst enemies. And we hate what we see in the mirror. We hate how we feel about ourselves in private. And it's that relationship that I want to inspire the most change in humanity, is to really start loving ourselves, taking care of ourselves. Because the truth is, if you're not working on yourself, then who is? Who's taking care of you? Right? And you have a lot more control than you think. You have a lot more power than you believe. And it starts in the small. It doesn't have to all line up and be perfect right now. It starts small. You look at one area that you have control over, that you can change, and you start making some changes. Small, little micro changes. And if you need some guidance and some help with that, reach out to me. resultskillexcuses@gmail.com. All right, I'm meeting with someone today. It's free of charge, 90-minute strategy session. I obviously am open for a select few for extended one-on-one coaching. And you can reach out to me for that as well. But in the meantime, download the app. Have a printer so you can print out the worksheets. Everything that's there right now is free. I do have some challenges that I'm finishing up that will be some paid content, but I think it will help to really kickstart you down this path towards self-mastery. And I'm excited to see everyone that's already started, everyone that is already on the same path. I love hearing your stories and your comments, so keep commenting. Let's keep connecting. Let's keep holding each other accountable, but it starts by holding yourself accountable, because ain't nobody gonna come rescue you. Nobody can do the work for you. You gotta do it yourself. You gotta want it. And your time is now. My time is now. Your time is now. Let's do this together. You know the drill. Results kill excuses. Because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.